what should they absolutely not do? And what would you strongly encourage them to do? All of you.
Buy my book.
Is that not to do or to do?
To do.
Okay. Good. What would you say not to do?
Do your book comes with a free kickback?
Free CD.
What would you say for them absolutely not to do as they go?
Well, I represent producers a lot, and I wouldn't sign any contracts without a lawyer. I mean, I don't seem like I'm being self-interested here, but if you're an artist, you need somebody to look at your deals before you sign anything. And
Those deals are for life.
It's the duration, it's the options, and you don't want to, get married to somebody you're not really going to want to be with for the next 20 years. So that was one thing not to do: sign contracts without having a professional look at them.
And I would say that you don't need to have a lawyer to make a contract. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people think that, well, damn, if you could write a contract yourself. You just got to put the language in, make sure that you know what it means, and just make it happen.
Would you sign a contract you wrote yourself?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I would too. Essentially, if as a producer.
What would you say to people who say the person who has himself for a lawyer is a fool for a client? I mean, that seems to be what you're advising.
I'll tell you the big secret. I don't care anymore. After you've got.
You guys lucked out tonight. Nobody here cares.
After you've seen all the contracts, Hank, you've seen the producer contract, you've seen the artist contract, you've seen the management contract.
But if you haven't seen it, if you're a person who hasn't seen it.
If you haven't, but I mean, you can see them online now. There's a million different resources to see them.
Books.
But I mean, I wouldn't say go in cold. I really wouldn't. I would not. I would say I reached a point where I had seen the same contract so many times, and I was paying for the exact same contract so many times. All of a sudden, I got hit by a brick in the head one day, and I said, wait a minute, I bought this contract. This is the 4th time I bought this contract. So by then,
Can I sneak one little line to ruin your career? There was a manager who got named Pebbles, and she put in, I just named it, and it was VH1 Horror Stories, whatever that show was, but a line that she gets paid before the artist recoup. Long story short, if you do the math, she was making money and they were losing money. They went bankrupt. So one line could kill you. And the other thing I do want to say is that with new technologies, it is changing the forms of agreement. Sony is now a passive participant in your income, 20% performance, 20% your publishing. It's horrible. But if you're a producer, you want a new clause in your agreement that gives you a time to shop an artist. And yes, if you enter into the big label deal, you get your 50-50 split. But you need a new provision in there about doing it yourself, because they're not signing artists anymore. So you might have to do it yourself. In that case, you need new provisions. You also need provisions for touring, and if you're going to get performance income from an artist, because the new revenues are replacing old revenues. So I disagree. I don't think you can just look at
let me revise what I just said. Okay. And all I'm saying is this. If you're doing a contract between, like, if me and Nick are doing something together, then we can write it up ourselves. Yeah. My rule of thumb is if a lawyer is involved, then you get a lawyer. But if it's just between you guys, because a lot of times, why spend money on a lawyer when you don't even know what this shit's going to be anything? But at the same time, you still want to have some sort of protection in there.
It's all sounding like you're agreeing with Steve. Get my book.
I would get
get Steve's book.
No,
get the book.
Thank you. I agree with you. I just want to make one last point about the book I was trying to accomplish. There are 50 different things an artist or producer can do online to enhance his career. And so every day something new is happening that's going to help you in your career if you're sophisticated about the web. And I just wanted to make artists and producers and entrepreneurs more familiar with those new opportunities. And I would welcome any of you to get in touch with me if you know about some terrific new business model.
Let's take some questions from the audience right now. This gentleman right there in the green shirt. Yes, please.
What can you do to support the development of audiences and our ability to have live venues?
All right, thanks for that question. Anyone want to take that? What can you do to support artists and live venues?
Well, one of the things is I have a website called shockley.com, and one of the things that we do is that I give all promoters that are out there an opportunity to promote pretty much all the events that they have going on. And I send out email blasts to all our email people to let people know, because I think that one of the problems that you have as far as artists goes is that there's not enough promotion. There's everybody's great artists that are performing, but there's not many people attending it. And I think it's not attended because people just don't know. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've developed, Shockley.com, is to basically be that intermediary to help you promote your stuff that's out there.
And just to finish,
Shockley is spelled S-H-O-C-K, shock as in shock, and Lee as in L-E-E, the Chinese way.
Just to bring it around to
No
what,
offense to any of our
I think
Asian
it's
American.
Korean, actually. Yes.
I'm sorry.
just to bring it back around, what Hank just said, we were asked before, what skills do you need? What's important for being a musician? What should you do and what shouldn't you do? I know I'm backtracking, but nobody really answered that.
Please go ahead.
Number one, don't be a jerk. Be kind to
Excellent
people around
advice.
you. No,
Yes. Excellent.
seriously.
Seriously, absolutely.
The revolution starts here. That was kind of glib before, but the revolution really starts with how you treat the person next to you. Anyway, it
said.
is an absolutely essential skill for a modern musician. You can't just, oh yeah, I play guitar. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to be a decent recordist. You have to be good at promotion. Those are two really important things that, to tell you the truth, the recording part, kind of, but the promotion thing, absolutely just as important, and to some people more important than how you play your instrument.
And would you just say something about, when you say that, professionalism, what that means to you?
Did I say professional?
No, but I'm adding that because being professional is something people hear, but it has a meaning and it's important.
In my case, I can only speak for myself. And for myself, it's taking responsibility for what I do.
Exactly.
It's being direct with people when I work with them. It's giving 200%, not fucking around. I don't care if someone's paying me 50 cents or $50 million. It's the same thing. It's very, very important to the other people. And to deport yourself in such a way where your own idiosyncrasies don't get in the way of that really important relationship.
Well said. Another question, please. Gentleman in the striped shirt right there? With the Rolling Rock, I think? No, that's a lot. It's a Brooklyn Locker. Okay, go ahead.
You clearly are inviting all of us to sell our stuff digitally. Is your book going to be available through a digital format?
I'm negotiating this with my publisher. The problem is that, you get people who are, ensconced in their old business model. Now, I have a new publisher, and what I want them to do, of course it's on Amazon, but to sell webcasts that I record myself of lectures on Amazon with the book, or I can do it myself, and eventually I will. Actually, I started to do that, but it does take a lot of energy. You need promotion. I have a publisher. If they could have put a few bucks into negotiating with Amazon to sell webcasts or lectures with the book, that would be a breakthrough. I'm working on it.
I know one of the things, and it's just appropriate maybe to say it right here. One, you do have a website.
I do.
And that is SteveGordonLaw.
Law.com.
SteveGordonLaw.com. And
Right.
we've been talking about doing some stuff for my radio show,
Right,
nonfiction
WBAI.
WBAI. So
That would be
looking forward to
great.
that. Any other questions? Oh, there's a gentleman right here in the front with a IAED hat on.
This is a two-part.
Okay, cool.
You got it. This is a two-part question. Shed some light on future distribution. In other words, is online versus bricks and mortars dead? In other words, is CD dead versus digital? And then the second part of that is, CDs versus digital. Are the CDs dead? Is that what you're saying? It's digital is the way to go? And the second part of that is, do artists still have to worry about spending big money on campaigns? And and this is the most important, where is the promotion money best spent for the artist?
Okay, so the questions are digital versus CD, bricks and mortar versus online. Where do you spend the money, promotion, etc.?
Well, the first one's easy. The other two are very difficult.
The first one's easy also because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it gets to you. I don't care if it's on a CD, if it comes through the internet. It really doesn't matter. The important thing now, because the floodgates have been opened, is actually the thing itself, the art or the information. It doesn't really, it doesn't matter what form it comes in, I don't think.